Shaku, nesmej sa.
Lišáku.
Lišák. Som poplakol.
Harbor Center in Buffalo as Sweden and Slovakia get set for quarterfinal action. One game in the quarterfinals went to extra time. Canada leading its game against Switzerland. And now these two teams will hook up. Referees for this game from Canada, Alexander Garon and Manuel Nikolic of Austria. The linesmen are William Hancock II of the United States and Yuri Ondrejek of the Czech Republic. In goal for Slovakia, not a surprise, it'll be Roman Durny, 19 years of age, .930 save percentage, #1 in the tournament. And at the other end, 19-year-old Philip Gustafsson, 1.62 goals against average, #1 in the tournament. Ernest Bakros has coached both in the Czech Republic and in Slovakia. This is his 7th World Junior Championship. And Thomas Montan in behind the bench for Sweden, his 2nd World Junior Championship. Worked with Sweden at the World Championship last spring when Sweden claimed the gold. And this one is underway. This might be speed for Sweden, size for Slovakia, as Dave and Brian talked about. And taking it center ice, and this will get sent in by Korenchek. Slovakia quickly in on the attack. Smolka tried to center it, and Brandstrom will take it and start right back up the ice for Sweden. Brandstrom drops for Steen, Oscar Steen, who had the game-winning goal in the shootout against Russia yesterday, or 2 days ago. Sent in and played around the boards. Intercepted by Lundestrom, plays it to the short side. Durny will block it and clear it. Hedera will bounce this out to the line. It does get out to center ice. And now taken by Pettersson. Pettersson for Liljegren. Liljegren's pass up the middle, picked off by Roman. Roman coming off a 2-goal game. Plays this in behind the net. Liljegren getting pressured from both sides. Played out to center ice. Pettersson goes in after it, couldn't get it cleanly. And Liljegren will go back for it. Gets to center, this will get deflected in. Sweden on a line change, Lidstrom playing it in behind the net. Zetterlund takes a whack at it. Johnson tracks it down, plays it in behind the net. Karlstrom's in tight. Karlstrom gets a couple of whacks. Back to the line it comes for Lindstrom. Lindstrom looking for a lane to the net. Feeds it cross ice. Sellgren with the wrister. That got blocked by Bodak. The other shot got blocked. Zetterlund is on it, trying to get it back to the blue line. Intercepted and cleared out at center, but picked off and right back in. Karlstrom sends it in. Backhander and the cross ice pass from Lidstrom. He was looking for Zetterlund, but a penalty coming up.
And the penalty occurs because it's a sloppy play by Tomasi, and the neutrals are coming out of the zone. And Faravari takes a penalty down in the corner. There's the play coming out, and not a great pass, but you got to stop on that play, and then coming right back to the net. Then there's the push, and Faravari just kind of leans into him. I don't think that's a penalty. I think that's a weak call.
And it puts Sweden on the power play. Pettersson back for Dahlin. Dahlin back for Pettersson. Sharp angle try by Nylander off the side of the net. Pettersson on it. Pettersson back up top, Dahlin. And then he tried to come back to Pettersson, and this got deflected away.
And one of the things about Slovakia, I mean, they're going to block shots. They're going to challenge you. They're aggressive. They also have great stick position. And there was a real good example as the puck gets deflected out of play. As the Swedes love to work it side to side, they're going to have to be real crisp with their passing.
Sweden's power play, 25% in this tournament, 5 of 20. Dahlin almost lost that at the line.
And that's because of pressure by Slovakia.
Slovakia's penalty kill, 68% in this World Junior Championship. Leah Sanderson, who was shaken up late in the game against Russia, but is in the lineup tonight. Played up the boards, but kept in by Zetterlund, down for Pettersson. Pettersson trying to get it back for Dahlin, picked off. Smolka shorthanded. Smolka with a wrist shot off the crossbar. Eric Smolka with a short-handed chance, but right back for Nylander. Off the glove of Derny and over top the net. Back at the line, Pettersson unloads, and Derny with another save. Cleared to the line, knocked down by Liljegren. Liljegren dishes it off. Pettersson, he had room, and the puck skipped off his stick. Pettersson for Anderson, back for Liljegren. Liljegren, the wrister, that got blocked. Rebound for Elias Anderson. Anderson trying to clear. Korenchik maybe shaken up. He took that shot up high. Pettersson, Liljegren off the pipe. Pettersson, down low it goes. Pettersson gets it back from Lundestrom. Pettersson the shot, Derny another save. And this deflects up and out of play.
Well, this is a power play about pipes, and the pipes were ringing loud. Real good play. And the Slovaks pressure you on the penalty kill. They don't let you get any time. Stick position is good. They're up on you, and then there's the play across, up the boards. Dahlin gets beat, and that went off the post as they went up the ice. Liljegren off the outside of the post.
Bodak will send this down the ice. And Gustafsson will leave it. And Liljegren of the Toronto Marlies will start the power play. In across the line, power play now over. Deflected in front of the net, that got deflected. Lundestrom trying to play it back in behind the net, does. Bodak will leave it there for Yvonne. Back for Bodak, trying to jam it up the boards, could not. Now it comes loose. Buchek gets to center ice, no further. Karlstrom steals back for Sweden. Karlstrom chased to the outside by Studenic. Studenic comes up with the puck, had it knocked off of his stick. Granstrom at the line, gets rubbed out on the far side by Roman. Granstrom skates it down low. Big Selenick now pins him to the corner boards. Puck is jammed loose though. And now off the stick of Davidson. And Janssen back into his own end.
Another example, though. On you. The Slovaks are on you.
Through the middle. Gustafsson, the long wrist shot. And that is into the right-handed catching glove of Derny, and he'll hold on to it.
And they pressure you, and they know they have a goaltender that can make the saves. Derny's dialed in. He reads the play so well. He moves really well. Gets out, closes down the net. So they're going to play a certain way. You're not going to compromise on it, and you have a goaltender that they have full confidence in.
He's been busy. He's been good. And you saw his numbers there.
Hand pass.
Knocked down by Lidstrom. This will be a hand pass.
Roman Derny, to this point in time, the two best goalies at this point in the tournament, the two best goalies, Gustafsson for Sweden and Derny for Slovakia, are facing off against each other in this quarterfinal.
One has the best goals against, the other has the best save percentage. We'll see what gives. Soderlund takes it to the outside on Matejevich. Matejevich stays with him. Matejevich now lays the body in behind the net. Soderlund stays on the loose puck. Comes up the board. Selinsky trying to clear. Soderlund is on it again. And jammed back down low. Sweden now on the attack. As the board battles continue. Selinsky trying to get it out. Finally does. And Liska will carry in for Slovakia. Liska got dropped to the ice. Good shoulder check there from Oscar Steen. Lidstrom plays it back into his own zone. Sellgren will leave it for Pettersson.
Slovaks are a lot quicker than people think, especially in some of their forward groups, the way they try to close on you and put pressure on.
Sellgren eludes one check. That was from Buchek. Sellgren drives the line, plays it deep and goes in after it. Sellgren to the backboards, but it was pitched away from him, and Studenic will play it ahead for Buchek. Buchek for Ruzicka. Ruzicka was teeing it up. He had Buchek going to the net, but he couldn't get it cleanly through. And it's cleared back out. Pettersson knocked down as he got tied up with Studenic. Studenic drops it back, then it's intercepted by Dahlin. coming into this game, Rasmus Dahlin had played 94 minutes and 30 seconds. The only player in the tournament to play more than him was Yarmolenko, the defenseman for Belarus, and they're in relegation right now. But the young Dahlin, big-time minutes for Sweden. Shot from the line from Herrera, and this is grabbed and held, and will get a stoppage. There's been chances, but it still is scoreless. These two teams met last year in the quarterfinal. Sweden came away with an 8-3 win. They outshot Slovakia 50-18, 20-5 in the opening period, grabbed the 3-0 lead, and that kind of led them on to victory. Sharp angle chance there by Zetterlund, and that's turned aside.
Isaac Lundestrom makes a really good play defensively to create a turnover. And then Zetterlund is the recipient of the play. Some pressure here, but Lundestrom comes right into the middle and cuts off the play, and a little pass back to Zetterlund. Durney just says, we'll get that one out of play.
And this goes off a stick and out of play, and the body language of Durney just oozes with confidence.
It sure does. And it should ooze with confidence.
Faceoff will be to his left. Shots 4-1 in favor of Sweden, so not the wide discrepancy we saw last year. And a number of players from that game last year back in this game here tonight. Liljegren back into his own zone. Liljegren got tied up in the corner with Roman. Kept it on the far side. Krivicek lets the long floater in and grabbed and held by Gustafsson.
Gustafsson returning to the World Junior Tournament. The go-to guy for Sweden in the net. Been solid, been very solid. Had one off the bar early on the shorthanded chance.
Stopped 4 of 5 in the shootout against Russia, as that record that you talked about with Sweden, 44 straight, got tested to the max against Russia in the final game of the preliminary. Janssen will send it in, and Durney with Gustafsson and Davidson both coming in. And Slovakia protecting the house. You will pay a price if you want to try and get in on Durney.
Yeah, you will.
Saw a look there at Zelenik, 6'5", 225. He might be the leader of the physical pack back there for them.
We've got the captain Bodak and Martin Fehérváry, who in my view will be a top 2-round pick in the NHL draft.
Sellgren, a wrister that went wide and grabbed off the backboards by the blocker of Durney, and he'll hang on to it.
Back to Bodak and Fehérváry, two real big-time competitors. So you got the size, but they all compete.
Bodak leads Slovakia in minutes played. Elias Anderson, a shot up high, and another save for Durney. Liljegren trying to play it down low. Elias Anderson has it. Anderson trying to spin off The checking of Yvonne gets it for Nylander. Nylander for Pettersson. Pettersson back for Elias Anderson. Anderson trying to go cross ice. Good
Stick position
there.
again, stick position. The Slovaks are excellent.
Liljegren back into his own end. Tight turn to get away from Roman. Plays it up for Pettersson. One touch for Anderson. And on it goes for Sellgren. Sellgren takes it wide on Matejevich. Matejevich comes up with the loose puck. Snapped it around the boards. Makes its way out to center, and here comes Dahlin. Dahlin right back in. Quick shot from that left side off Matejevich and wide. Nylander got bumped as he tried to work it to the side of the net. Brandstrom at the line, and Brandstrom gets double teamed in a hurry. Cross ice pass kept in, shot by Dahlin, and that got blocked by Matejevich. Played up the boards out of the corner by Davidson, but Slovakia clearing, and now a stoppage in play.
Rasmus Dahlin, we've talked about him, he's smooth. He moves up through the neutral zone, tries to get on the forehand here. Not able to get a clean shot off as Matejevich is right in the way. And again, that's going to be the theme of the game for Sweden, having to deal with the aggressive play of Slovakia. They block shots and they outstanding stick position to deflect pucks away.
Slovakia 2-2 in the round robin. Lost to Canada, then beat the United States. Lost to Finland, then beat Denmark. That's how they got to the quarterfinals, and some people ducking at the Slovak bench. Karenchik over to see if everybody was okay.
The face-off is inside the Slovak zone. Looks like it got Ernest Bokros.
Yes.
On the side of his face. He says he's okay. But I wonder if the players in front of him were ducking.
Short side chance. I think somebody would take one for the coach, wouldn't they?
Well, I think it's a natural reaction to just duck, right?
Liska takes it wide. Liska forced there by Karlstrom. Karlstrom takes him down. Play goes on. Back to the blue line. Sent in down by Hedera. Trying to spin it out of the corner is Solinsky. Back for Hedera. Hedera the shot. And Karlstrom blocked that. Sweden turns it right back up the ice. Zetterlund, the long shot in on Gurney, turned away. Zetterlund goes in after it. And now a penalty coming.
Zetterlund for tripping. It was a battle on the puck.
So Slovakia, the only team to not score a power play goal in the preliminary round. Power plays next.
Well, a little battle below the goal line. Zetterlund trying to control the puck, but then he reaches in right on the legs. Clear tripping penalty. Referee is right there. Tripping up Kundrik.
85.7 is Sweden's penalty kill in this tournament. Trevicek for Yvonne. Yvonne plays it around the boards. Yvonne is after it, picked up and cleared up the wall, but kept in by Tomasi. Tomasi gets it down for Yvonne, rubbed out in behind the net. This gets played back by Roman. Milos Roman back to the blue line for Bodak. Bodak sends it down to Tomasi, and his shot to the short side is blocked.
So they put Mikhail Ivan, the big defenseman, in front of the net, and he gets caught up in the battle instead of just trying to stay focused on where the shot's coming from. Don't move out of the way. Try to stay in the line of vision of Gustafsson there. You're there for your size and provide that screen.
Face-off win. Banked off the boards, and after it goes Janssen. He does have a shorthanded goal in the tournament. Gets it in front. Gustafsson with the opportunity, or rather Davidson with the opportunity shorthanded. To the line and no further. Ivan will regroup. Bodak will send this in. And this is picked up off the backboards by Hogberg, and he'll send it back out the center. Zelenik retreats and plays it for Ruzicka. Ruzicka sends this rink wide. Buchek plays it around the boards. Brandstrom takes a look, gets a little bit of help from Davidson. Puck comes loose to Ruzicka. Ruzicka, one of the Slovakian players who was in the semifinal or this quarterfinal game last year. Shot turned aside, rebound back to the net, scramble, and grabbed off by Brandstrom. Little stutter step by Brandstrom, finds himself a little bit of room and backhands it down the ice. And he does all that about 20 feet in front of a whole bunch of the scouting and management of the Vegas Golden Knights. Zelenik will send this in from the line, and Zetterlund is on it. 3 shots on the power play for Slovakia. Zetterlund in front looking for Steen. Steen all tied up there with Zelenik, and Studenic will flip this looking for Buchek, stopped by Dahlin, and Dahlin will try to feather that back through. Studenic breaks it up, and Liljegren back into his own end. Liljegren the long lead pass, trying to spring Pettersson. Offside called at the line.
So Gustafsson had to make a real good alert save on Ruzicka, and he kicks it right out with the right pad. But then the Slovaks get some traffic around the net, and one chance here gets through to him. Ferravari's trying to find it. They can't really get a good clean shot on, but they're in there and they're trying to create some havoc and some second shot opportunities.
They do fight for pucks. Canada defeats Switzerland by a score of 8-2. Next up will be Czech Republic for Canada. And yet to come tonight, the final game of the quarterfinal, United States and Russia. Hedera stuffs this back down low. Intercepted in Sweden. Back on the attack with Dahlin. Dahlin will drop it for Elias Pettersson. Pettersson puts on the brakes, sends this rink wide, a hard pass to Brandstrom. Takes it off the heel of his stick, tries to squeeze past Solinsky, does. Anderson the shot, and that got blocked as William Chacho went down in front of it. Back for Bukvist. Bukvist cross ice, Liljegren the blast. That went wide and it caroms around the boards and down the ice. Liljegren retreats, uses that speed to get away from Kellerman. Lundestrom, he tried to go high, short side, put it over the net. Lundestrom tracks it down again. Karlstrom back at the line for Hogberg, wrist shot, that got blocked as Kellerman felt that one. Good hit on the far side on Zetterlund and cleared out at center ice. Karlstrom will play it back into his own end. Hogberg plays it through for Lundestrom, and quickly on Lundestrom was Ferravari. Well, Ferravari may have been shaken up. A little slow to get up in front of the Swedish bench, but he's all right, ready to battle on. Scoreless in this game. There's the collision.
here. So
Slovakia, Craig, has come as advertised.
they're playing hard, and they're right in the faces of Sweden.
Tomasi sends it in. Gustafsson plays it around the boards. Krivicek trying to hold it in, down for Milos Roman. Roman comes up with it. Ivan back at the line. Mishandled it as it bobbled on him. Plays it back down low. Davidson around the boards for Johnsson. Jonsson's pass does get out at center ice for Gustafsson. Gustafsson on the backhand, played it to the front of the net. Gurney the save. And Tomasi down low to come up with the rebound. Tried to play it up the boards. And Johnsson breaks it up. Right back in for Lidstrom. Lidstrom gets taken down at center ice by Krivicek. And Ruzicka trying to go wide on Sellgren, could not. Taken by Lidstrom, and he'll play it for Sellgren. And back for Lidstrom. Nylander.
The Swedes are going to have to find a way to move the puck a lot quicker because the Slovaks are right up on them.
Sellgren back in behind his own net to try it again. Up for Nylander. Nylander the lead pass. And he tried to feather that through on the left side for Pettersson. Pettersson on it, back for Liljegren. Liljegren will drop for Pettersson. Pettersson looking for a high tip from Anderson. It went wide. Loverara in from the line, played it deep. Zelenik sends it around, but it's trapped there by Liljegren. Plays it to the front of the net. Backhand try by Nylander, got turned aside. Zelenik gets pressured in the corner, and Liljegren has it. Liljegren tried to drive it through, it got blocked by Ruzicka. And Ruzicka will play it deep in the Czech Republic, or rather Slovakia will make a line change. Nylander, the long drifter in on Gurney. He'll leave it, gets played around the boards. And sent right back into the Sweden end of the ice by Ferrata. This will get sent in. All the way around the boards, waiting for it is Zetterlund, bounces it towards the front of the net. And that is grabbed and held.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the Home Depot. With our wide selection of top brand appliances, nobody beats our prices. Guaranteed.
Face off to the left of Roman Gurney. Shots 10-4 in favor of Sweden, but the game remains scoreless. Dahlin plays this down low. Zetterlund back to the line. Dahlin, the one-timer, left pad save. Gurney. Soderlund trying to work it free in the corner, plays it up the boards. It gets sent past Oscar Steen, and it bounces back into the Sweden end of the ice where Dahlin will turn it right back up for Soderlund. Soderlund sends it through for Brandstrom. Brandstrom plays it back. Dahlin has it. Dahlin, and again, no room to maneuver as Smolka was right on him. Hedera for Smolka. Smolka had the great chance earlier in this game, shorthanded. Put it off the crossbar. Lundestrom will skate it to the Slovakian line. Puts on the brakes, finds the trailer. That's Lidstrom. Lidstrom trying to get it to the front of the net. All sorts of traffic. A whack to the short side wide. As Gustafsson got a whack. Now right back for Ivan. Up for Roman, looking for Tomasi. Sellgren gets inside position on Tomasi. Knifes it ahead, and Johnsson will send it out at center ice, where it's taken by Davidson. Davidson drops it back for Lidstrom. Lidstrom squeezed out, keeps on going. Bodak trying to break it up. Lidstrom takes a look, dishes it off into the corner. They try to get the cycle going. Davidson goes right side. Nylander plays it back, shot to the short side by Lidstrom. And that's grabbed by Durney and held.
Easy save for Durney outside. Just track it, cover it up, start from a face-off. So, Alex Nylander, one of the top players for Sweden. There's no question that Sweden has more skill than Slovakia, but so they're going to have to find a way to move the puck quicker, try to move the puck behind the pressure and skate onto it.
12 points in 7 games played last year for Alex Nylander, who had that shot right there go off a stick and up into the netting in behind the Slovak net.
When you block shots as well as the Slovaks do, when you get into shooting lanes as well as they do, as you use your sticks, it changes your offensive attack. Because now you're aware of it. You're thinking, okay, do I take a second? Do I move away? Because they're so committed, the Slovaks, to getting in there and making it hard for you to get shots through.
Face-off win, but before Sellgren could settle it down, Liska was right on him. Sellgren has it again for Liljegren. Liljegren plays it down for Nylander. Nylander puts on the brakes, trying to lose the checking of Matejevich. Jammed down low for Elias Anderson. Elias Anderson trying to get away from Ferretta. Plays it around the boards, race to the near side wall, and picked up. And this will get flipped out of harm's way by Jaco. Liljegren plays it back for Sellgren, up for Nylander. Nylander takes it wide into the final minute of period number 1. Elias Anderson leaves for Nylander. Nylander trying to get into a better shooting position and eventually gets forced all the way back in behind and deep into the corner. Rasmus Dahlin backs out as Liska has the puck for Ruzicka. Ruzicka lets the shot go. That went off the stick and ends up in behind the net. Ruzicka trying to work it away. Does! Short side try. Bucic with a couple of chances. Never really did get a good clean shot away. Back for Zetterlund. Zetterlund drives it to the net but couldn't control it. He got it around Durney, but lost control as he tried to go to the backhand. Zetterlund another chance in tight. Back for Brandstrom. And the period runs out with chances at both ends of the ice. The shots 13-4 in favor of Sweden.
Adam Ruzicka makes a pretty good play below the goal line, spinning around, and then he finds Bucic. And Bucic has some pretty good net, but Karlstrom gets in there with the stick and deflects it away from the net, but that was a good scoring chance for Samuel Bucic.
Roman Durney, as expected, was very good in the opening period. And Sweden and Slovakia have battled through 20 minutes. Crossbar, goalpost, scrambles, but it remains 0-0 after 1.
Got it. So Martin keeping Sweden off the board there in that first period. How happy are you with how that one went?
I think we played good today. Like, we're trying to play so simple in our defensive zone. So we're trying to be really tough in front of the net and trying to take off a lot of shots and blocking shots and playing like dirty plays and like that. You know what I mean? Like blocking shots and play like that.
Working hard, that's what you're doing, that's for sure.
Hard, yeah, I mean that.
Against the U.S., no one gave you much of a chance. Sweden's the favorite here. Do you like kind of going under the radar a little bit?
Yeah, right now it's pretty good. I think after when we won against the USA, I think anyone didn't believe us before the game, but right now a lot of people think we can win right now. So I'm happy and proud of my country right now, and a lot of people I think watching this game, and I'm so proud.
Well, we're happy for you, and so far so good. They better start paying attention because you've been good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. See you.
No scoring in the opening period. There's the shots, 12-4 in favor of Sweden as the second period is about to get going. Craig, when you go back to that opening period, as expected, lots of pressure from Slovakia on Sweden.
Yeah, they don't give you any time, they don't give you any room, and they're tenacious and they're persistent. So you might beat one player, but you don't end up beating the next guy. And for the Slovaks, too, they've been so good at making sure that when the play swings around, they move with the play. They swing from side to side. Bradstrom, okay, he beats one guy. There's the second guy. And now, oh, here's a third guy. There's just no opportunity for him to make a play. And that's how the Slovakians are going to play. There's just no backing off in any area of the rink. So for the Swedes, they're going to have to find a way to move that puck quicker, try to move the puck behind the pressuring Slovaks, and make sure that they can come in with their skill and take advantage with a little bit more open ice. They didn't have very much of it in that first period.
Lundestrom, Steen, and Soderlund will start for Sweden as the second period gets going. Kundrik with Smolka and Kellerman. The starting line for the Czech Republic. Shot score! Lundestrom finds an opening up the middle and takes advantage of it.
Right off the opening faceoff, 9 seconds in, and Sweden is on the board. The Slovaks have the puck and they throw it up the boards, but it's an errant play. And again, quickly Soderlund hits Lundestrom on the move through the middle of the ice. And there's no chance for a block, and Lundestrom makes an excellent shot, but that's a blunder by the Slovaks, and the Swedes take full advantage. Real good alert play by Tim Soderlund.
So now they make a line change. Both teams make a line change immediately right after the quick goal. You can kind of see Slovakia making the line change because some coaches kind of go with that, but Sweden makes a line change as well as Thomas Montan makes the switch.
Pretty good shot here by Lundestrom. He pulls it in and away from the stick of Hedera, who's trying to do exactly what the Slovaks want to do, get their selves into position to block or deflect shots.
Tomasi stripped to the puck at center ice. Gurney will play it around. Krivicek gets a bump there from Zetterlund. Lidstrom trying to work it free. Tomasi waiting on the offensive side, but it never does come up to him. Ivan plays it around. Liljegren holds it in. Liljegren shot. That got deflected up. Soderlund the only assist on the goal by Lundestrom. And for Isaac Lundestrom, his first of the championship. 9 seconds into the second period. Back in another shot, right pad save made by Gurney. And Sweden continues to put pucks to the net. Nylander will chase this back into his own end. Nylander, Liljegren, one touch. Elias Anderson couldn't pick it up cleanly. Studenic right back in for Ruzicka. Ruzicka off a stick. Studenic almost had that in the high slot. But Elias Anderson right back for Sweden. On the backhand, he'll pitch it in. Zelenik plays it for Studenic. Slows it down and sends it up through the middle. And the pass was in behind Samuel Bucek, who has 6 points coming in and offside.
And there's an example of the fall off in skill. So Marin Studenic, who's a 5th-round draft pick, he can't maneuver the puck offensively. Then he can't navigate the pass. Now they got to take a face-off in their own zone. It's not like Studenic doesn't have skill. It's just not of the high-level kind.
Soderlund for Sellgren. Sellgren for Lidstrom. Back for Soderlund. Slap shot, glove save, Gurney. No rebound. Talk about the players who were in this game last year. Gurney was a member of the Slovakian team last year when these two teams met in the quarterfinal, but he did not dress. Roman did not dress, was with the team last year, but didn't play in the quarterfinal game. Studenic did, Ferravari did, Bodak, Ruzicka. Coaches are both the same. And 7 members of the Swedish team were part of that team last year. Liska will send this in, and Gustafsson will make the save. And Gustafsson part of that last year, but he didn't play in the quarterfinal game against Slovakia either. Referee over to the Slovakian bench to talk to Coach Bakros. That is Alexander Garon of Canada. Not sure if he's warning them of a late change or. And play set to continue. As Ruzicka wins the faceoff, Zelenik at the line, wrist shot, right pad save, Gustafsson. Fervari tried to play it down low, rattled off a leg and brought right back up the ice by Davidson. He'll send it in deep. Johnson played it back to the line, slap shot by Brandstrom, save made. Brandstrom on the loose puck, sends it back down low, and Zelenik sends it all the way around the boards where Buchek waits for it. Chips it off the boards to Ruzicka. Ruzicka stripped in the puck by Johnson. And Brandstrom now will send it right back in. Fervari snaps it off the glass. Ends up back on the stick of Davidson. Sharp angle try there for Johnson, turned aside. And all the way back out at center ice. Cross ice pass. This got picked off by Ruzicka. And then Ruzicka got checked by Brandstrom. Brandstrom. Lead pass for Lidstrom. Lidstrom. And this gets whistled down on an icing call.
So here's an opportunity. Not a great angle.
They are putting pucks to the net, though. And Sweden has the 1-0 lead. Liljegren sends this back at the line. On it is Lidstrom as Hedera misplayed it, and that shot deflects up and out of play. The wait is over. All new episodes of the hit series Star Trek Discovery return Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on Space. Talk about the Slovak players who were in that game. Pettersson, Nylander, Anderson, Dahlin, Karlstrom, Soderlund, all part of that Sweden team that won the quarterfinal last year by a margin of 8-3. As we get another icing call here as Bodak clears it all the way down the ice.
And they rolled into the semifinal versus Canada, got up 2-0 in that game, where Dominic Ducharme, the Canadian coach, quickly pulled Connor Ingram and inserted Carter Hart. Really turned the fortunes for Team Canada. They took control of that game, and Swedes were never able to get back and dictate some play in that one.
Ended up 5-2, and then they went against Russia in the bronze game and lost that one by a score of 2-1, so a 4th place finish for Sweden last year. Elias Andersson for Alex Nylander. Nylander tight turns to try to get away from Bodak. Elias Andersson trying to get free in front. It comes back to Liljegren. Liljegren tried to toe drag it on Krivicek. Bounces back, and will this go out? Nope, Nylander's going to hold it in, and now it does get jammed out as he gets pressured there by Krivicek. Roman turns it over, Nylander in for Anderson, or Pettersson, and Pettersson's shot to the short side, turned aside by Durney. Liljegren back into his own end, Roman pressuring him. Big hit, Roman takes Liljegren into the sideboards hard.
He's getting up slow, sorry, Dennis.
Liljegren will make his way back to the bench, but in some discomfort. Back into the slot, quick shot by Oscar Steen, blocked. Sellgren throws it for Lidstrom. Lidstrom down, sends it down low. That's Gustav Lidstrom, the defenseman. Linus Lidstrom is the forward. And Gustav Lidstrom back into his own end for Soderlund, and Soderlund will backhand it in, the Chicago draft pick, with a goal and an assist in this tournament. And make that 2 assists, as he got the assist on the goal that came 9 seconds into this period. Steen, checked by Matejevich. Liska turns it over against Lundestrom, the goal scorer. Steen, Matejevich is on him. Lundestrom plays it around for Lidstrom. Sweden starts a line change. And Moveraro was going to jump in from the line. Now he backs out. Gets taken to the sideboard by Solinsky. Moveraro takes another bump on the play. Moveraro plays for Mississauga in the OHL, a Los Angeles draft pick, and coming into this tournament was asked about playing in the OHL, so that's where LA wanted me to play. Brandstrom is in from the line, shot right on. And a good save by Durney as he got those pads right down flat, right together, and no room between the pillows for Brandstrom.
You can't give skill opportunity, and because when they get it, they're going to take advantage of it. A little bad play here, and then Nylander takes it. Great pass to Pettersson, and he's trying to get it just up and over the shoulder. Reads it pretty good, gets himself open, and Durney makes a really good save.
4 goals and 6 points in the preliminary round for Pettersson. Wojtek Zelenek from that Team Slovakia squad plays it up for Ruzicka. Ruzicka gets hounded at center ice. Puck gets turned over and Brandstrom will play it. Dahlin's pass up the middle picked off. Ruzicka trying to send it down low to Buchek. Buchek plays it for Studenich. Studenich pinned into the corner boards. Buchek comes in to help out. And Dahlin is on it. Dahlin getting pressured by Buchek. Played it up the boards, but no room there. Is losing his balance there was Zetterlund. Now he'll carry it back in across the line. Zetterlund to the net. Scores! What a rush by Fabian Zetterlund. What a shift. Started with him blowing a tire back in his own end. And then a terrific net drive, 2-0 Sweden.
Rasmus Dahlin ends up getting his stick tied up, and he ends up making an initial play in the defensive zone where he kicks the puck up with his foot. And even though the Slovaks come back, it's now another play where it gets swept away, and now Zetterlund decides, I'm taking this coast to coast. Real good maneuver, a little burst inside, good hands, and slides it right between the legs of Durney. What a great individual effort, but a couple of real nice defensive plays by Rasmus Dahlin. He gets a puck moving out of the harm's way.
Zetterlund, a New Jersey pick out of the Färjestad organization. Slap shot, save made by Durney. And the rebound gets cleared back, and Liljegren will hustle back into his own end. Right back in for Karlstrom. Karlstrom couldn't handle it against the checking of Bodak. Karlstrom in front of the net, and Durney makes the save. He thought he had some room between the legs. Zetterlund with the goal that makes it 2-0 Sweden. One quarterfinal to go after this one. United States will take on Russia. 8 o'clock is game time. Pre-game show gets going at 7:30. TSN 1, 4, and 5. And that will wrap up quarterfinal Tuesday. Czech Republic has advanced with a shootout win over Finland. Canada has advanced with the win over Switzerland. Krevicek backhander. Gustafsson comes across, gets that up high, and hangs on.
Fabian Zetterlund. There's the little kick play by Rasmus Dahlin, and now Zetterlund is off to the races. Good hands and tidy. Goes backhand, forehand, back to the backhand, and slides it in nicely. Real good. Quick hands and real good determination to stay on that puck.
At the line, wrister, that got blocked. Gustafsson trying to flip that for Davidson, does, and Davidson carries right back in. Davidson puts on the brakes, finds Brandstrom. Brandstrom through traffic, and that may have hit Gustafsson in front of the net. Studnitz to the line, no further. He got stopped there by Brandstrom. Cross ice pass, Buchek almost picked that off.
That was an errant pass by Rasmus Dahlin.
At center, Gustafsson clears it through. Lundestrom takes it wide. The other game today that we didn't mention was the relegation game between Belarus and Denmark. Denmark down 4-3. Soderlund to the short side, that turned aside. Denmark tied it with just over 30 seconds left and then got the winner with 15 seconds left in regulation. That is a best-of-3 series between those two teams.
Denmark had come into that game with 2 goals total in the tournament, so you think you're down 4-3 late in the game. Like you said, they score one just over 30 seconds left, and they come right back. Score the winner with 15 seconds left.
Look at Timothy Liljegren.
And their captain was suspended, Christian Vajsa, for a hit against Slovakia in their last group stage game.
Talking with some of the Swedish broadcasters about Timothy Liljegren yesterday, and the minute you say Timothy Liljegren, they say no, 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 no. Timothy Liljegren is the way you say that. So you have the Swedish pronunciation, and of course plays with the Toronto Marlies where it's Timothy Liljegren.
Well, until we have Swedish announcers and Russian announcers and Czech announcers and Finnish announcers, we're not going to get the inflection right on the pronunciations in their native tongue. We just aren't.
And
we try our very best. I think we do a terrific job, but we're never going to get it exactly right because you can't get it exactly right in a language that isn't ours.
And we just accept that that is part of this tournament. That is part of what makes this World Junior Championship the event that it is.
And we ask it, you ask it, Gord Miller asks, Ray Ferraro, we're constantly asking everybody, okay, how do you pronounce it? So we understand that it's never going to be pronounced exactly as it should be in their native tongue. But we come pretty darn close, if not exact, most of the time.
Liljegren's shot got blocked. And now back up the ice for Kundrik. Kundrik sends the long shot in on Gustafsson, and now Kellerman, who we've seen him get involved in every game that Slovakia has played, and he's trying to stir things up in front of Gustafsson.
He does. He stirs it up. He gets in the middle of it.
Another member of that Team Slovakia group. They play on Fridays and Sundays. They play in the men's league, but they just play Fridays and Sundays. And they get their practice time in. There's a look at Liljegren. And then they're excused from the schedule a week before the World Junior Championship to kind of come over and get some exhibition games in. Long shot from Bodak, and that's grabbed by Gustafsson, and he'll hold for another face-off.
I think it's a great idea. You know, two things, and we touched on this earlier in the tournament. The players now see an opportunity to get better and be challenged, and they stay at home. And number two, you're building a team to go into a significant championship and compete together with familiarity.
Right back in for Davidson. Davidson shot blocker save made by Durney. Johnson to the short side, and Durney got a piece of that may have ticked off the crossbar. Johnson plays it back, and that got turned over at the line. Roman with some speed down the left side. Lidstrom trying to catch up, and the two players go down. The net comes off the peg, and Roman appears to be in some discomfort. Neither referee had his hand up, and Roman will get some attention on that net drive.
Milos Roman trying to get to the net, and Gustav Lidstrom staying right with him. He tries to dip the shoulder. He ends up with the arm coming in from Lidstrom, and Roman crashes into the goalpost. Watching it a few times, didn't appear to be a holding penalty. He was reaching in to try to deny him, and certainly that is allowable.
8 goals and 29 points with the Vancouver Giants for Roman. He's been very good in the face-off department for Slovakia. A team that doesn't have a lot of success in the face-off department, but he's at 54%. Studenic takes it wide. Studenic to the short side around the net. Played it back up front off the skate. Studenic stays on it. Rasmus Dahlin stays with him. Jelinek for Buchek. Karavari trying to drive it in. A pile up on the near side boards. Chaco all tied up there with Brandstrom, and the puck doesn't get in as a result, and now Chaco and Brandstrom mix it up a little bit.
Brandstrom might only be 5'9", but he doesn't give any space out there. He doesn't give an inch to anybody. Such a great competitor. Excellent mind for the game. Excellent skills.
This gets played in deep. Sweden trying to advance to the semifinals. 2008 to 2014. Sweden picked up a medal 6 of the 7 years. Only 1 gold, 4 silver, and 1 bronze in that time frame. This gets cleared all the way down the ice, and we've talked about their 44-game preliminary round winning streak as they try and now take that winning ways into the playoff round.
And they've gotten past the quarterfinal and into the medal round, and seems that's where, that's where their biggest problems have occurred, is in that semifinal game.
We had a look at Thomas Montan, the coach, technically sound, a coach that players like to play for. Ferretta will send this all the way down the ice. Samuel Ferretta, who has been drafted by a KHL team, Chelyabinsk, has drafted him in the KHL. Sweden back in with Carlson. Karlstrom takes it to the line. Play whistle down offside. The Dallas draft pick.
Well, Sweden's moving that puck a lot quicker. A lot more difficult for Slovakia to apply pressure, to try to win puck battles when you're chasing the puck and chasing the play back up the ice.
Sweden can return 6, but there's probably one of those players that's eligible to return that probably isn't going to, and that would be Rasmus Dahlin. Back in for Slovakia. Kellerman trying to put that to the short side. It got blocked. Race to the far side boards. Back at the line, slap shot by Kellerman. And Gustafsson takes that up high. And he will hang on to it.
Well, as you point out, Rasmus Dahlin be in the NHL next year, and just such a superb talent. Calm, cool, collected, highly skilled. He's a franchise-defining #1 defenseman. That's what he is. Big minutes. Can do it all in the game.
Slovakia, on the other hand, can return 8 from this squad. And Sweden with 2 goals here in the second period, a 2-0 lead. Shots 26-10 in favor of Sweden. Moverara tried to play it up the boards, did not. Came to the front of the net, and that got turned aside by Gustafsson. Solinsky now giving chase, and Moverara will just lift this all the way back into the Slovak zone, and the netminder Durney's going to have to jump on it and hang on to it.
Gustafsson had to be real alert here. The puck squirts out in front off some pressure. Tomasi, and you can see Solinsky moving right in, and that's a real good scoring chance. And Gustafsson square and clears it right out of harm's way. That's really good, solid goaltending, being alert.
Gustafsson played 1 game last year for Sweden. He stopped 36 of 38 in a win over the Czech Republic. Elias Andersson takes it wide, drops it for Dahlin. Dahlin will play it to Pettersson, to Andersson in front for Nylander. Nylander just under 8 minutes of ice time for him in the opening period. He led Sweden in that department. He turned over at the line, and Brandstrom with Nylander, and it got away from him. Dahlin snaps this off the boards out to center. Pettersson, Nylander. Nylander walks it in and tried to get it back to Pettersson. Nylander was in a pretty good shooting position. Studnich will throw this to the net. Gustafsson turns it aside. Chaco after it. Rolling puck. Comes around the wall and grabbed off and carried back by Brandstrom. Brandstrom gets a bump there from Chaco. Plays it in deep. Korenchik will play for Hedera. Hedera plays it for Chaco. Hits the red line, sends it in, didn't get it deep. Hedera in from the line, and a pile up there. The linesman got involved as well with Zetterlund Hedera. Lidstrom bounces this in. Gurney will leave it. Korenchik plays it up for Smolka. Smolka through the middle of the ice. Big hit as Billy and Chaco just got drilled into the side boards by Liljegren.
Timothy Liljegren.
Yes. Liljegren is after it. Tried to play it back. Liska has it for Slovakia. Dishes it off. Kimmelin back at the blue line. Bodak through some traffic. That sailed wide. Ivan jumped in from the left point, but it got chopped past him. And Bodak will go back. Lead pass for Tomasi didn't work. Bodak follows up, has it again. Tries to carry it in. Plays it in deep. Liska goes in after it. Liska in a battle with Brandstrom. And it's played up for Gustafsson. And this is going to be an icing call against Sweden. And the line change that they started won't happen.
There's Liljegren with a good body check coming across. He's solid. He's got such a strong base on him. And there it is right there. He just stops. Cacho right square in his step. Good stride.
That's a good hit.
Perfect. Like just great leverage, lower body strength.
And as we saw him look back there, I think that was the message from one of the coaches. Zelenik tees it up. That goes off a leg. Davidson played it up the boards, gets it back. And Davidson will just send this back down the ice. They wave off icing. Ferrari goes in after it. Plays it around for Zelenik. Zelenik jams it up for Studenic. And Studenic for Roman, who's back out there. So that's good news for Slovakia.
Why would they wave off that icing?
And this gets cleared up, and they're going to say this went off a stick. Slovakia is going to plead that it did not. The official's going to go over and check with the linesman. And now they're going to have a three-man discussion, four-man discussion. We'll tell you what that discussion brings when we come back to Buffalo.
Well, Rasmus Dahlin, the puck clearly up and out of play, but watch the reaction of Dahlin. He just can't believe it. He's got his glove over his head. I can't believe I did that.
Not sure how one of the officials didn't catch that and save themselves a little bit of a meeting. This gets cleared all the way down the ice. Sweden 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. Slovakia did have 3 shots on their first power play. Roman. Krivicek back for Bodak. Bodak plays it left side. Almost turned over at the line. And if Soderlund picks that up cleanly, he is gone. No one would have caught him. Centered out front, blocked. It's at the side of the net. And Gustafsson is going to hang on to it. And now Sweden is protecting their netminder.
Soderlund, we saw him in the tournament last year. Great speed. That speed that threatens, gets you bobbling pucks, creates turnovers.
Sweden, of course, the perfect 4-0 in the preliminary round. Slovakia 2-2. Slovakia yet to score a power play goal in this tournament. In this game number 5, here comes Janssen, does have a shorthanded goal and lets the wrister go over top the net. Davidson on the far side trying to send it back down low. Ferrari turns it over. It does get inside the line and cleared right back out though by Moverara. Back in for Krivicek. Krivicek got squeezed out. Puck cleared. Roman knocked it down. Wasn't sure where it was. And Selgren will pick it up and clear it down the ice. 40 seconds in the power play. 2.5 in the period. Goals by Zetterlund and Lundestrom. And Sweden is up by a couple. Bodak. Little stutter step. Score! Bodak with the shot. Hit someone or something. And Slovakia with a power play goal, their first of the tournament. And this is a 1-goal game.
Looks like he got it on the short side, but this is the entry, and Gustafsson whips it around, and Bucek gets there, and right up to the point it comes to, takes a little step. I think he just beats him short side as Gustafsson's trying to find an angle on it. It's a really good screen off the post and in. Gustafsson has a tough time getting on it, and puck over glass. Comes back to help the Slovaks and make this a 1-goal game.
So a big goal for Martin Bodak, who plays huge minutes for this Slovakian team. And now in looking for more. Kellerman trying to drive it to the net. It ends up in the blue paint. And Gustafsson will jump on it and hang on to it.
Well, right away, the Slovaks come back on the attack. A wide play, and Kellerman steps in a little bit. The puck ends up in his feet. And not a good shot, not any shot. It just kind of finds its way into Gustafsson, and he covers it up.
Talked about Gustafsson's save percentage, or the goals against average, being #1 in the tournament. His save percentage third best at .923. This gets cleared in and face off.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the Home Depot. From innovative fridges to the latest laundry pairs, nobody beats our prices on appliances. Guaranteed.
Welcome back to Buffalo. Quarterfinal day here at the 2018 World Junior Hockey Championship. Bodak, who has gotten Slovakia on the board, sends this in off the corner boards. Wraparound try by Roman. And it's cleared out, and Nylander will backhand it into the Slovak zone. Bodak plays it back. Roman, the long lead pass. Studenitz with Bucek. Studenitz pulls up, looks for some help, sends it back for Ivan, and the wrister from the left side wall, gloved and held by Gustafsson.
A lot more confidence with the puck now for Slovakia. Moving up the ice. Now Ivan jumping into the attack. That play earlier in the period where Nylander was right between right at the top of the hash marks in the middle of the ice, and he went to make a pass. It got deflected. You're right, Dennis. Not only in great position, but he has a great shot.
Yes. Former OHL Rookie of the Year, Alex Nylander. Another save there by Gustafsson. Gustafsson, a Pittsburgh draft pick. Here's Nylander. On that line with Pettersson and Anderson. Slovakia has stayed out of the penalty box, which has been critical. Zelenik up for Chaco, deflected. Karlstrom will play it right back in. Journey after it. Karlstrom got there first, but a centering pass is scooped up by Tomasi. For Ferrari. Out for Zelenik. Tried to put it in deep and got blocked on the boards. A scrum ensues. Chaco trying to dig it out. Liljegren jams at it. Puck is now square, and it's played into the corner. As they beat it up a little bit. Now another scrum. Back to the line for Zelenik. Zelenik shot, that went wide. Off the backboards. Liljegren tried to get a stick on it, could not. And then finally corralled on the near side, and Moverara will play this out to the line, and the wrister by Zetterlund, but with 13 seconds left, play had been whistled down on the offside.
So you talk about Slovakia staying out of the penalty box, really important. And, you know, you think about them blunder at the beginning of the period, 9 seconds in, where Lundestrom scores, and then a great individual effort by Fabian Zetterlund. Sweden has not dominated Slovakia in any way, shape, or form. They've had a little bit more stretches of it here in the second period, but not to the point where you're going, uh-oh, this is tilted.
As the buzzer is about to go, an attempted shot by Gustafsson. He misfired on it, and the second period does come to an end. So Martin Bodak with a big goal, a power play goal for Slovakia, their first power play goal of the championship. After Sweden gets a couple quick, Lundestrom and then Zetterlund. Here's the drive by Zetterlund, and then the reply by Bodak. 40 minutes done, 2-1 Sweden.
How big a year it's going to be? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, bye.
So Rasmus, what are the Slovaks doing here that perhaps you haven't seen from other teams at this tournament?
Yeah, they're skating fast and they're hard to play against. So it's one period left, so just keep it up.
There's a lot of people here in this building keeping a close eye on you. It could be a very big year for you as well. You were at the World Juniors last year. How is this experience different from that one?
I don't know. I'm older and I play a little bit more. So yeah, that's all I think.
Well, like you said, one more period to go. Thanks for doing this. Good luck.
Thank you.
perfectly. Isaac Lundestrom from Soderlund 9 seconds in. Fabian Zetterlund with a terrific individual rush at 6:55, made it 2-0, and then a big goal by Martin Bodak from Chaco and Bucek on the power play. First Slovakian power play goal of this championship. And there's your shots on goal, 28-14 in favor of Sweden after 2 periods. We talked about the Slovakian and how physical that team is. Sweden has some pushback.
They do, and I really thought that this would be a good opportunity for Sweden to get prepared if they win the game, to get into the semifinal and be up for the challenges that will become greater as they move on. Liljegren with a good hit. You got Buchrest there with a good hit. And they were full marks because the Slovaks aren't going to back off. A good play by Lundestrom on the reverse hit. So when you consider how the Slovaks play, the Swedes haven't backed off. They pushed at them, and again, I think it can be really beneficial for them as they move forward. But
Soderlund plays it back, and Dahlin is on it. This gets deflected in. Soderlund in after a loose puck. Soderlund gets tied up there. Played around the boards, and Sweden trying to gain control. Steen plays it back down low. Karinchik is after it. Karinchik plays it up the boards. Steen blocked it, and then Kellerman gets it to the line, but not out. Good job to straddle the line by Brandstrom. Gets taken in the corner. Karinchik in the battle there. Kundrik there as well. And a stick comes up, and there is a penalty coming to Sweden. It is going to be Lundestrom who is going to go to the penalty box. And this will be the 3rd power play of the game for Slovakia.
talk about Kellerman being in the middle of a lot of the scrums, a lot of the battles, especially around the net, along the boards. And he really battles here. He comes in on Lundestrom, and Lundestrom's elbow comes up. And that's exactly what the call is, elbowing.
1 for 2 with 4 shots on goal.
Real opportunity here for Slovakia at the beginning of the 3rd period.
Roman comes out. Bucek back at the left point. Roman, who has the goal at the right point. Ferivari, the defenseman, will move to the front of the net. Now he's on the retrieval assignment. Come loose to the front of the net and another penalty coming to Sweden. It is going to be Soderlund for tripping, and this will be a 5-on-3 for Slovakia for 1:44.
A great opportunity just became greater. Here's the play, sliding right in. Interesting to see here. You can understand why Sweden may be a little bit upset with that call on Soderlund.
Manuel Nikolic, the referee from Austria, in a discussion with a couple of the Swedish players and makes the call, and a 5-on-3 for Slovakia. Ferivari for Bodak. Bodak plays it to the goal line. Bucek sends it around the boards. Studenic waits for the pass, takes it at the goal line. Roman is in front. Studenic for Bodak, shot deflected, rebound off the goal post. Ferivari gets it back for Bodak. Studenic on his backhand, doesn't shoot it. Ferivari back for Bodak, the slap shot cleared away by Gustafsson on that broken stick by Bodak. Ferivari for Studenic. For Zelenik, back for Studenic, and that got blocked in front. 50 seconds in the 5-on-3. Bucek walks it in, tees it up and off the stick of Lidstrom and up and out of play.
Nice play by Lidstrom there with his stick, deflecting it out of play. But here's the play by Studenic, right off the inside of the post. Kicks out the other way. So close.
Greg, Adam Ruzicka is on the Slovak bench, but has not played and is not out on this 5-on-3.
The last time he was on the ice was right before the Zetterlund goal. That was about 7 minutes into the second period.
Bodak stays out there, takes that shot. That got blocked in front. Gustafsson finds it in the paint, and he'll smother it.
Gustafsson does find the puck and makes sure there's not a loose puck kicking around. Bodak quickly off the pass with the shot. It hits his own player, so Cacho kind of finds its way towards Gustafsson.
Face-off win for Sweden. Sellgren. Good work by Sellgren. Spins off the check of Chaco and gets this all the way down the ice. Here comes Ferravari with some speed, trying to bust right through. Turned aside by Gustafsson. Brandstrom piles into the corner.
Come on, play that puck! Play that puck, boys!
Referee telling them to play the puck. It comes loose. Tomasi the shot, and that got off the body. One power, one penalty is over. Lundestrom is out. Another shot, that went wide. Now 5-on-4 in the dying seconds of this. Back up for Krivicek. Bodak trying to drive it in, could not. And this gets sent out to center. What a huge penalty kill. Soderlund out of the penalty box. He had some room down that left side and he was able to control it. Dahlin the shot, and Durney turned that aside. Studenic chips it back in and goes in after it. Studenic gets the elbow up on Moverara. Moverara, the long lead pass. Up through center for Dahlin. Dahlin takes it in. Dahlin, sharp angle shot, and he whipped it wide. Liljegren will chase this down at center, banks it for Johnsson. And Johnsson right back into the Slovak zone. Quick shot off the stick and wide. Zelena got in front of it. Came to the side of the net, and Durney's going to jump on it.
So, you look at it from the Sweden point of view, a good penalty kill, but from the Slovakia point of view, a great opportunity that they weren't able to take advantage of. Those types of opportunities just don't come along in a playoff game very often.
You sometimes get the 5-on-3 and you think you have plenty of time. But yes, good job blocking some shots by Sweden. Almost turned over. Nylander's on it. Nylander, and he does get poke checked. As Kundrik got his stick in there. Taking it center, and Pettersson will backhand it in. Korenchik off those sideboards for Kovacek, for Smolka. Tried to play it through. And grabbed off and sent out of harm's way by Dahlin. Back up at center, Yvonne will send it right back in. Dahlin leaves for Liljegren. Liljegren's pass up the middle of the ice almost got picked off. And they are going to call this icing. The face-off will come all the way back.
The Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup is back. Chevrolet is proud to partner with Hockey Canada to reward Pee Wee teams for off-ice results. Learn more at ChevroletHockey.com.
Face-off to the right of Gustafsson, who has been solid, as has Durney. And a face-off win for Oskar Steen and Liljegren. Will start the rush for Sweden, up for Lundestrom. Trying to get it back for Steen, knocked down, and Bodak. Nice tight turn by Bodak to find himself a little bit of room. The lead pass for Chaco misfires. And this will be icing now against Slovakia, and the face-off will come back.
The Slovaks here, 14:51, they've hung right in there. We talked about the missed opportunity on the long 5-on-3 power play. Close play on the shot by Studnich off the inside of the post.
Krivicek waits for it, chops it out to center ice. Lidstrom will play it back into his own end. Dahlin right back up for Linus Lidstrom. Plays it behind the net. Bodak couldn't trap it in the slot. Lidstrom unloads. And a big save by Durney.
Yes, sir. Lidstrom made a really good play on the 5-on-3 penalty kill with a deflected puck out of harm's way. Has a chance here right in the middle of the ice. Gets it off a skate to a stick, and Durney has to be really sharp here, and he is.
Into the slot, Nylander forced to the backhand. Shot goes off the back glass. Pettersson trying to squeeze his way down the boards, but cleared. Grinchik will get it out to center ice no further and back in for Nylander. Nylander put the brakes on as Hedera had him lined up. And Brandstrom all the way back into his own end. Pettersson, and a good play at center by Smolka to break that up. For Kellerman, Kellerman got poke checked. Dahlin plays this up the boards and some room for Nylander as Slovakia was changing. Nylander seeds it through wrist shot from Pettersson, and that got turned aside. Lidstrom will send it right back in. Milos Roman for Zelenik, and Zelenik gets it up the center ice off the skate, put right back in by Lidstrom. That misses the intended receiver Davidson, and icing will be called against Sweden. So the icing calls, the face-offs, everything becomes a little more magnified here. Lidstrom out of the corner. Up for Janssen. Janssen jumps around Bodak, goes in after the loose puck. Ferrari clears it around the boards. Davidson trapped it, but Milos jumps on the loose puck for Buchek. Buchek, who had the big goal against the U.S., plays it back. Wrist shot by Yvonne, and Gustafsson, looking calm as ever, gets a glove on that and makes a big save to keep this a one-goal lead, Sweden.
There's a great save by Gustafsson off the shot by Yvonne, moving right in there. He's had to be sharp on a number of occasions here in the third period.
Oscar Steen tried to get it out, could not. Zelenik lets the wrister go. Another save for Gustafsson, and another face-off in the Swedish end of the ice. Sweden started the championship with a win over Belarus. Then they beat the Czech Republic, then they beat Switzerland. And then that long winning streak in preliminary action that they have got tested against Russia. Gustafsson had snap a 2-2 tie. With 5.5 left to go in the third, Russia came back and tied it. Overtime solved nothing, and they went to a shootout, and Oscar Steen had the winning goal in the shootout. And the Czech Republic right now waiting as they will take on Canada with the next one. And here's Slovakia trying to advance as well. And USA, Russia just getting going. Czech Republic, Canada. And then winner of this game will play the winner of the Russia-USA quarterfinal.
Icings now seem to have taken over the game.
Which then makes the face-offs critical. Lidstrom 63.6% in the face-off department for Sweden. It was Bukvist who took that one. Zetterlund stopped by Chaco, and he'll play it in. Grandstrom back for it. Grandstrom tight turns, comes out the near side, tries to find some room, gets away from Buchek. Stopped at center ice by Roman. Roman in turn was stopped by Karlstrom. Karlstrom turns it over to Buchek. Buchek tried to get it over to Roman, but Grandstrom breaks it up for Dahlin. Dahlin one hand will jam this up to the line. Collision there as a couple of Slovak players collide. And Bodak will take it to center, hits the line, plays it in. Dahlin trying to spin off a check. Turned over in the corner, Buchek is on it. Buchek plays it back and down low. Buchek gets tied up with Pettersson. Slovakia has done a good job on this big line of Sweden. They have just not let them get anything going offensively. The chances they've had have been the one power play they had. And then the one that we talked about where Nylander walked down right down the middle of the ice.
And the Slovaks have applied the pressure again, and another icing.
Bukvist will take this face off again. The 19-year-old New Jersey draft pick. Kudryk out to take the face off for Slovakia. Taken by Dahlin. Scooped out to center ice by Bukvist. Sweden trying to get a change in. Got turned over. Brought right back in by Kudryk. Has Smolka with him. And Gustafsson wasn't sure. It did sneak in behind him, but Sweden just could not get that line change as they couldn't get it past the red line.
And again, Slovakia right up on the play, and Kudryk staying right on the puck, and another good save by Gustafsson, slips behind him. Oh boy.
It's been a good tournament for this Slovakian squad. They had the big win over the U.S. U.S., by the way, just scoring against Russia, so 1-0 U.S. in that quarterfinal. Smolka trying to work it off the corner boards. A lot of the play all of a sudden in the Swedish end of the ice. Kudryk takes the boards away. Kellerman trying to get a stick on it. Up for Nylander. Bellows with the goal for the United States, and here comes Nylander. Nylander takes it wide, outside in, tried to leave it there for Lidstrom. Turned over and back up the ice now for Chaco. Chaco carries it in, so Lidstrom on this line now with Pettersson and Nylander. Carries to center, sends it in, and Gurney will glove it and was going to play it, but now hangs on to it.
Better safe than sorry. Just cover up the puck. Let's get to a face-off. Interestingly enough, Adam Ruzicka. He was on the ice. We talked about him being on the ice right prior to the Zetterlund goal in the second period that went end to end. He has not played a shift since. He's on the bench. No evidence that he was hurt. So you can draw your own conclusions.
Offensive player, you're down a goal, but those are decisions coaches make. In the slot for Tim Soderlund. Good cross-ice score! Soderlund with the cross-ice feed. Lundestrom with his second goal of the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tim Soderlund has been instrumental here. There's pressure here by Steen, and they stay on the puck, doing exactly what the Slovaks have done. They find the play, and then Soderlund just makes a little move. Lundestrom opens himself up, and Soderlund, you can see as the Slovak player Kakko is trying to get out to block the shot. He delays, steps around, and Lundestrom gets wide open. So Tim Soderlund with another fantastic play.
Everybody on the Slovakian team that was back there was expecting Soderlund to shoot the puck. And they were going to block that shot if it was the last thing they did. And Soderlund stepped around one man, then was patient, and played it to the back door. And Isaac Lundestrom, who is eligible for this summer's draft, has his second of the game. Good hustle there by Janssen, played it up front. Davidson couldn't get a stick on it. So Slovakia now down a couple here in the back half of period number 3. Bucek works it off the corner boards, back for Hedera. Hedera rink wide, shot from the blue line by Karenchik. That got blocked, held in though. Tomasi for Roman. Roman back for Karenchik. Roman on the rebound. Drops it off for Karenchik. Karenchik in the high slot. Hedera. And that shot got blocked by Gustafsson. The forward Gustafsson. Not the defenseman, or not the netminder. Bucek. Being hounded there by Brandstrom. Brandstrom comes up with it and just slips us back into the Slovakian zone. Ivan delays. Slovakia finishes its change. Up the middle for Smolka. He got stopped just inside the line by Moverara. Right back in for Kellerman. Backdoor score! It is Bodak again, who jumps in from his defensive position. The cross-ice pass from Kellerman, and it's back to a one-goal game.
Just no quit here whatsoever. And Bodak, he jumps into the attack here, and what a perfect pass. He kicks it out to Kellerman, and it goes right to the post. Beats Moverar to the spot. And just a great pass by Kellerman. Right up over the left shoulder of Gustafsson, who has no chance on this play. Fantastic play in the neutral zone, jumping up and then kicking it out wide. That's 2 for Bodak now.
Yep. Plays for the Kootenay Ice. He now has 3 in the tournament. And this puck gets cleared over top the Swedish bench and out of play. 7:56 on the clock. Buckle in, we've got to finish.
Well, Lundestrom with 2 timely goals. The first one 9 seconds into the second period. And then obviously right here with the 3rd goal, and Bodak with the only 2 goals, and certainly his one to get Slovakia back within 1 just as timely.
Well, when you're down goals, your defensemen get activated, and Bodak, realizing that they were into the back half of the 3rd period here, down a couple, joins the rush. And it's back to a 1-goal game. Slovakia back in on the attack, and they draw another penalty. This will be the 5th power play of the game for Slovakia. They have been shorthanded, but only once. They have done a terrific job in the special teams department.
Well, they've been shorthanded. Selgren's a important part of their stick in the arm. Gets in there, more of the stick, grabbing on with the left arm. Selgren's a important part of their penalty kill. Another big opportunity here for Slovakia.
Bodak, those 2 goals, by the way, came 39 seconds apart.
Keep in mind, Adam Ruzicka's on the bench. 1-goal game, 7.5 minutes left in it. A highly skilled player, so you have to believe that the coach has not been happy with his play, because there's no indication that there's an injury.
Shot from the line, that drifted wide. Studenich plays it back at the line. Buchik trying to get it back down low. Furavari is there. Again, Bodak started to creep in from that backside. Near side for Roman. Roman puts it to the front of the net. Furavari in a battle now with Dahlin. 2 youngsters who will probably see each other at the draft this summer. Buchik with the blast. Studenich back for Buchik. Buchik, Bodak, Buchik, and play whistle down in the crease. And that'll bring the face-off outside the line.
Crease violations in the IIHF automatically whistle down if you get a toe in there. There's Buchik trying to go short side. Real good save by Gustafsson. And there's Furavari with his feet in the crease and automatically whistled down.
Bovarara slaps this up on the glass. And despite a valiant effort on the far side by Kellerman to try keep it in, it does get all the way down the ice. Kellerman almost trying to climb the glass there to keep that. And now a penalty, and it is going to go to Zelenik for holding, and that'll negate the power play. And then in 37 seconds, Sweden will go to the power play. Happens away from the play.
He's kind of pinned on the board, yep. Zelenik, and Steen is trying to fight his way through it. Yeah, Kellerman trying to show off his vertical leap.
So 4-on-4 face-off to the right of Gurney. Dahlin with the wrist shot, and Gurney will make the save, and they'll do it all over again.
Swedish penalty killing has been effective. Now they're going to get a chance here on the power play. They'll get about $1.23.
Very good math. Liljegren dishes it off. Liljegren trying to get it back from Soderlund. Roman tried to make his way through, could not, and Liljegren right back up the ice, 3-on-2 Sweden, but the pass was in behind Soderlund. Lundestrom plays this back for Brandstrom. Brandstrom plays it for Soderlund, and Soderlund's going to try and outskate Roman. Soderlund carries in. Soderlund takes it wide. Furavari gets a piece of him in the corner. Soderlund stays on it, twists off the check power play now for Sweden. Liljegren looking for that tip in front from Lundestrom, who has 2 in the game. Bodak ties it up. Gets jammed up in behind the Slovakian net. Finally, it comes loose. Kellerman is on it. Kellerman stripped of the puck, gets it back, and he'll jam it out to center ice. Back in for Zetterlund. Slap shot, Durney save. And he hangs on. 48 seconds left in the power play.
Well, we saw Zetterlund with the fantastic end-to-end rush. That puck's a little bit up on edge. Right into the midsection of Durney, and no problem for Roman Durney.
Pettersson. So Elias Anderson, who was shaken up late in the game against Russia, the final game of the preliminary round, started this game, but has not been on the ice much here in the third period, if any, and is not out on this power play for Sweden.
Played lots in the first period, so had about 4 minutes in the second period, and that's low for Elias Anderson. So you have to think that something wasn't feeling right for him not to be in the game.
Boy, a lot of this game has been played along the boards. Dahlin, Russia has scored. That game's tied 1-1. Power play over. Jelinek out of the penalty box. Dahlin has the puck. Dahlin backside. Nylander was there, and it skipped off the stick. Shot from the line deflected. Lidstrom battles for it. Durney is down, and Durney will hang on to it. And now under 4 left to go. So Lundestrom with his second, and then Bodak with his second. It's 3-2 Sweden. Check, the Slovakians are down by a goal. 3:58 left to go in regulation. Oscar Steen in on the forecheck, knocks it down. What a chance for Lundestrom to get his third, and a big save by Durney. Studnic sends it into the Swedish zone and goes in after it. Big hit on the back glass as he bumps into Sellgren. Puck around for Soderlund. Soderlund throws it rink wide. Liljegren gets to center. Up for Oscar Steen, and Steen will dump it in. Ivan plays it around the boards. Roman through center ice. Ferrara plays this in deep, and that is grabbed and held. And Ferrara trying to get to the front of the net, and the Swedish defender saying no, and this won't come as a surprise. Kellerman's in the middle of it again.
Well, Cal Ivan makes an outlet pass, and then real good check on Bodak, and it kicks right into Lundestrom, who's got 2, and he gets it in between the arm and the body, and it kicks out the right side. So he had a spot picked, and Durney got just enough of it to push it off to the side of the net.
Again, another scrum along the boards. Ferrari will play this down low. Jelinek goes after it. Jelinek scoops it back towards the front of the net. Dahlin plays it up. Johnson trying to chop it out, could not. Sharp angle, and Gustafsson makes a big save off of Smolka.
Gustafsson, a quick turnaround by Smolka, and you got to be ready for that shot. And he knows, ooh, I had a real good chance right there. And he rang that one off the crossbar in the first period.
Yep. And Slovakia doing what it has to do. They've taken the boards away, almost daring Sweden to try and come up the middle of the ice, which, of course, in this stage of the game, you don't want to do. Soderlund tried to play it up the boards. Karinchik looking high glove side, and he misfired, and he shot it over top the net. Tip for Soderlund, and Soderlund will chop this down the ice.
There was a stretch when Sweden was up 2-0 where it looked like Slovakia was a little tentative, but it was a very brief time. And
Krivicek will play this in, comes back for Tomasi, chopped it toward the front of the net. And Brandstrom will pick it up and just bounce it back into the Slovakian zone. And now 2 minutes, we'll keep an eye on Durney. Roman to the middle of the ice, busts his way through. Puck is still loose, and Studnic tried to drive that one through. Cleared back out at center, Bodak. For Roman and back for Bodak and up for Studnic. He got stopped. No room for Roman. He'll play it for Buchik. And Buchik will play it back, but it's picked off. Didn't get enough on the pass. And Zetterlund will send the launch floater in on Durney. Zetterlund will try and kill as much time as he possibly can. Soderlund after with Ivan. They bump in the corner. Soderlund comes up with it. Plays it around the boards. Sent back down low by Moverara. And now taken by Roman. As Sweden starts a change. Bodak gets to the red line and pumps this in. Kellerman goes after it, let it go, but he didn't have any support. And it cleared right back out. Ferrari. Up the middle it goes. Kudrick, no room for him. Moverara back looking for the red line, finds it and sends it back in. And right now, Slovakia unable to get it into the Swedish end of the ice to pull the netminder. At center ice, stopped again and sent right back down the ice. And
Durney made a mistake. It would have been icing. Came out of his crease.
Cleared up the boards, a little anxious. Jelinek plays this through up the middle. It goes, and again intercepted. Chopped away though, and now here comes Kellerman. Kellerman takes it wide. Durney stays in the net. And cleared along the boards, and Sweden will win this by a score of 3-2. And Sweden will advance.
That was a well-earned victory for Sweden. They were pushed and poked and prodded by Slovakia. Slovakia came close on a number of occasions. Gustafsson was very good. And for Slovakia, I got to tell you, I mean, I know it's disappointing to lose, but they have nothing to hang their heads about. They were terrific.
3-2 your final. Sweden will advance to the semis. They'll play the winner of the game between USA and Russia. 3-2 here in Buffalo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here to present tonight's awards is Buffalo Sabres forward Johan Larsson. Tonight's player of the game from Team Sweden is number 20, Isaac Lundstrom. And from Team Slovakia, tonight's player of the game, number 5, Martin Bodak. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the presentation of the 3 best players from Team Slovakia, as selected by that team's coaching staff. Each recipient will receive a beautiful Tissot watch. The 3 best players from Team Slovakia are number 30, Roman Durny.